I'm a day later than usual. I'm hoping to get it posted up today, so maybe won't seem a full day later for you guys. But it is Tuesday, February 18th, and I'm back for another weekly Flosstube update. I'm so glad that some of you are back to see what I've been up to this week. This is a channel about cross stitch, so we're gonna and other stuff. Let's face it, I babble quite a bit about just general life, but mostly cross stitch. That's the actual point, so we'll get to it. Beverage today, it's early afternoon because yesterday was kind of a vacation day. I was able to go over to the Kitsap Stitchers meetup, and we'll talk more about that later, but that took most of the day, so I have lots of work to get done today, but I wanted to get this in, so it's not really cross stitch happy hour this week. I've just got some ENERGIZED in my shaker bottle, or what my kids call Mama's go-go juice, because when I'm done here, I still have lots of work to get done. But I wanted a little bit of break, and I wanted to get this in to visit with you guys and show you what I've been working on this week. How was your week? Do you have a good week? Good stitchy week? Mine was really good week, but not nearly as much stitching as there normally is. I feel like it was the first weekend. So this weekend was the first weekend of dance competition season for my two younger daughters. And it's a convention. It was a convention. So some dance competitions are just competition. You go and the kids all do their routines and get judged and critiqued, and that's it. Most of what we attend are conventions. So they go and take classes. They compete Friday night, afternoon, Friday night, take classes all day Saturday, compete Saturday night, take classes all day Sunday from big name faculty and people who are out working in the dance world, and it's really super inspiring for the kids, and they love it. They love it. So, but it makes for a very busy weekend, and I spent all weekend there. I did take stitching, but I got very little stitching time in, which I think is just a peek into what March is going to look like. This weekend, there's no dance competition, and then I have 4 weekends in a row. So I think it was just a little peek into, I'm going to have to get the bulk of my stitching in during the week because the weekends are going to be busy, which I knew, but for some reason in my head, I thought, oh, I can sneak in. It's a lot of hurry up and wait with these dance competitions. And I thought, well, I could sneak in a little stitching in the in-between time, but it only happened a couple times. So I did plan to do quite a bit of stitching on Sunday morning, and then I got a flat tire on my car and had to deal with that instead. Life happens. But the competition weekend was fantastic. The girls' teams did so well. They were so fun to watch. They all brought their A game and high energy, and it was just a fantastic weekend of dance. And they were really happy with what they put out there, and that's really all I care about. We don't care so much about it. The awards and stuff are nice. They're not in it for that. Honestly, as long as their teachers and choreographers are happy and they feel good about what they did, that's what matters. But in this case, they ended up with a lot of top awards as well, so that's also pretty fun. So that leads to yesterday, which here in the US is a holiday, President's Day. So my husband was actually home. God bless him. He dealt with my flat tire and got my tire repaired, and I took his car and ditched him on his day off of work and went over to meet up with the Kitsap Stitchers over on the peninsula here in the Seattle area, because they were doing a stitchy friendship celebration. So since it was kind of Valentine's Day weekend, they kind of did a Galentine's, just celebrating stitchy friendships meetup. I try to get over there once a month. It's a bit of a drive. It's about a 2-hour drive over there and back, but I try to get over there once a month because they're just such a fun, fantastic group. And this seemed like the perfect week to go, especially because a couple other people were making the trip. Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42, came all the way up from the Portland area, and Daylene, So Grateful, came over. So it was, this was the biggest group of Kitsap stitchers I've seen too, because I think, you know, they meet every Monday, so you can't always go every Monday, but since this was kind of a celebration, everybody came and it was so much fun. We met up for lunch and beforehand, and then went over to the Stitchy meetup. And I had some not Stitchy related haul that I forgot to bring up. We'll do that next week. And then we went over to the meetup. Gifts were not a requirement, but some of us are just a little extra and cannot resist a chance to sprinkle a little Stitchy kindness. And so we met at the Michaels to do stitching, and a bunch of people, not a bunch, but several people had brought things. So I want to show you the little gifty things, Stitchy kindness things that I got, because it was just, they're the nicest group. Everyone is so sweet and encouraging and stitch amazing projects. It's very, very cool group. So if you live in the like Silverdale, Bremerton, Gig Harbor area, hook up with Becca. Becca kind of, I don't know if she started it. Her and Cece did. So Cece's Geeky Girls Knits and Cross Stitch on Flosstube. Becca is Sambry Stitches on Flosstube. I will of course link them below. You could reach out to either of them and they'll hit you up with all the information. It's a fantastic group. So Becca of Sambry Stitches stitched us something because she's the nicest person in the world. Because there were like 16, 14, there were quite a few people there. But she made us all one of It's You I Like. This is that little free chart. I'll link it below. That was Michelle Bendy had charted out. It's movement, not a Sal. But how pretty is that? She had asked us all our favorite color. Green is in fact my favorite color. It's on this fun sparkly star fabric, and she put on a little star for us. And I love it so much. So it's gonna go up here. We'll see, will it just hang up there? It will. Yay! My board's filling up, guys, of stuff I did not stitch. Which makes, like, look at this. Of all this stuff, I stitched this. Not this. Audrey did this amazingness something. I did that and that. So we now are at the majority of things on my wall stitched by other people. I love you guys. Someone else who made us, like made something, look at this amazingness that Jennifer brought us. They were all different little quilty hearts. And quilting is something that I would like to do someday. I have dreams of in my retirement learning to quilt and quilting for grandkids, but I don't yet. And so I'm so impressed by anybody who quilts, especially a heart shape. I'll be lucky if I'm ever able to even just do squares. Look how pretty that is with the batik on the back. Oh, I love batik. So that's so beautiful. We're gonna hang that up too. Yay! Okay, and then Pauline brought us, I haven't even opened this yet. There's fun, it's candy. It's just a miracle that I haven't eaten it yet. And then also in there is a fun, like, it looks like a, it's a DMC floss, but it looks like one of the color variation ones. I gotta open it up. Maybe if I'm talented enough. So this was Pauline. See, and it says celebrate friendship, because that was our little, that was the theme. Celebrate friendship, which I love. I might not be able to get this open, guys. I don't know. You'll be able to see the DMC in there. It's a variegated DMC. It's really pretty. It's like a pink and purple and perfect for celebrate friendship. I also got a fun pink from Cece, who brought us all Valentine cards. I love this. I cannot tell you the last time I got a Valentine card like that. I mean, I love that. So cute. She also gave us all highlighters, which I've already put to use, so it's in my Bitsy Bob. literally needed a highlighter last night and didn't have one. Thank you, Cece. You knew what I needed. And then Daleen, look at how beautiful and classy, just like Daleen. So grateful. I mean, look how beautiful this little note is. She says, so grateful we are in the same stitching circle. And look at the pretty button. It's like a mother of pearl. Is that mother of pearl? I love it. I need to find a really pretty feminine project to put that on with the Eiffel Tower. So that's so pretty. And then I also did make something. They were in fun bags with candies, and this is the one I kept for myself. So I made little floss drops. They aren't fancy like Daleen's. I wanted to put other charms and stuff on them, ran out of time. But they were all kinds. I just made them with scrapbook paper. So this one I kept for myself because look at the little partridge in his fancy vest. I couldn't resist him. So I made these and put them in a little bag with candies. They were a bunch of different ones. Everybody could kind of pick out what they wanted. I had some questions about how I made these. And Michelle Rudy, Farm Girl, she's Farm Girl Loves Goats on Instagram, and I think maybe just Farm Girl on Flosstube, but I'll link her below. A week or two ago, she does a lot of Instagram stories, and she was doing an Instagram story that she was making some of these and just kind of showing how she did it with, you know, scrapbook paper or other little ephemera she had and the jump rings and stuff. And I thought, I have a bunch of that stuff in a bin that I'm not using because I used to do some like jewelry making, beading, and I didn't keep most of it when I quit doing it, but I kept some of it and I used to scrapbook. I mean, I'm a craft dabbler. I've never fallen as hard for something as I have for cross stitch, but I am a craft dabbler. So I thought I have most of that stuff. I could make those and that would be really fun to take to the Kids App group. So I made them up. Now, Michelle has since done a tutorial on her Flosstube. So I will link her Flosstube tutorial about how to make these little floss ring, floss droppy things. Just like that. So it's super easy. You can get most of the stuff on Amazon. I bought the rings on Amazon. I had the little pendant-y things and and scrapbook paper. So I had the jump rings. I think I had to go get some alcohol ink because the jump rings were gold. And she shows how to like antique things with alcohol ink, and that was brilliant. So I'll link that below. So that's what I took to the Kids App Stitchers. Super fun. I have a few extras that are going out to some other Flosstube friends as well. So, because I had a few that I also wanted to send out. So anyhow, but of course I'm late. Like those should have gone out last week and I wasn't even finishing them until Sunday night. This is what you will learn about me. I will never be on time with a birthday gift, a holiday card. Michelle Bendy was talking about don't swap with her because she's always late. I've never even joined a swap because I would be so late. No. It's weird because in real life, like to appointments and places I have to be, I am super on time and I really like being on time. Like there's a major wrench thrown in my day or plans if I'm not early. Early. I grew up with my mom. Who else grew up with this? Is this, because I feel like this might be like Midwest thing, might be a Catholic mom thing. I don't know. But I grew up with my mom always saying, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're left. That's how and so like, it's always made me, ooh, gotta be early. However, that apparently only applies to appointments and not to mailing out gifts or cards or anything of that nature. So anyhow, so that was my week. This week is going to be a little more chill tomorrow. I do have my youngest daughter is having a little medical procedure at Children's Hospital. And so we're just confirming a diagnosis with her. It's nothing. It'll all be fine. And when we know more, I'll probably share because I'm an oversharer. But so I kind of have a long day tomorrow and I don't know how much stitching I'm going to get in, but hopefully I can make up for it. this weekend when there's no dance, because after this weekend it's a full schedule of dances. So let's show some WIPs. So the first thing I always like to show is the full coverage project that I was working on, and this week it was Harry Potter book covers. Went back on the Q snaps and started up at the beginning of book 2, and it felt like a new start. Let me tell you guys, finishing that whole first book and getting to start there, it kind of almost like gave me new start feels, which was kind of nice. And I didn't take this with me Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When I got home, I was frantically finishing up Enchanted Stitching challenges. So this did not get as many nights of work as it normally would, but I still got some pretty good progress on it. So there we are. And you can see here's the A, and this is part of the R coming in. This is, I'm very certain that this next block will be, so this one, and you can kind of see, is actually 13 stitches, just the way the book split up. I'm making that block 13 because I tend to work in blocks of 100 on this, kind of in a, I don't know, it's kind of my sort of diagonal. But this one over here is going to be 14, and then that's the end of book 2. It's a pretty narrow book. So that's what's up next. When I pick this up next, I'm going to do this block of 14 up here. And then that's all the wider it's going to be. And it's just going to be a matter of working my way all the way down. But working in all these reds is super fun, especially after all the browns over here. So Harry Potter book covers, book 2. Here we go. Let's see how long it takes, guys. Let's see how long it takes. And that, of course, lives in my Garon tote bag. Harry Potter, I love their bags. This is a big, I think it's like 12 by 18 or 13 by 18. This is their biggest size, and I love it because it fits these like great big projects. Like everything fits in there. So love their bags. I'll link them below. They're lovely and wonderful. So go give them some business. They have great bags. Okay, next, what did I work on next? I gotta look at my planner. I feel like I'm way behind this month, guys. Okay, Hello Pumpkin, because I'm married to it this month. We are I want to finish this thing so bad, guys. So I worked on this every day last week. Did I work on it every day? I feel like there's one day I did it. Sunday. I didn't work on it Sunday. But other than that, this got some love every day last week. It's already gotten some love this week because I'm using it for task Enchanted Stitching, and here we are. Sorry, I've got a thread hanging, but I needed to know where that went. Here. Let me put it up here. Okay. There we go. So there we go. Look, the fox has his head. I put in some more leaves. I've gotten some more good work on this pumpkin. I did this acorn in the wrong colors. I switched. This darker brown should be the cap, and this lighter brown should be the acorn. I don't care. And it's like one too close to the fox. Somewhere the spacing is messed up because that leaves a weird shape now. But I don't care. I don't care. I won't notice it when it's all done. There's another acorn up here somewhere that I think I'm going to do that's charted exactly the same. And I think I will do it the way it's charted so they look different. So actually I've decided that I like my mistake. That was just literally me reading the chart, color key wrong and grabbing the wrong brown, but there we go. What do we think, guys? This is like the halfway point. Like this is the widest point of the tree. And then it comes up. Do we think I can finish it? It's already the 18th. I really want to, but there's still a lot of stitching in this left. I may push for a finish on this instead of doing some of the Enchanted Stitching monthly challenge stuff. Oh, that's annoying. Let me turn the sound off. Hold on. I film on my laptop. So my sound on, so I'm getting notification sounds. Okay, so there we go. Hello Pumpkin. Gonna keep working on this every week for the self-portrait challenge in Semi-Sane Stitchers. I've been kind of failing at the rest of those challenges. I had planned to do the My Heart one that was like a different theme every week. And I plotted out what I was going to do for them, and I just haven't been getting it done. I really want to work on Dog's Declaration this week for the alphabet soup because I've done ABC. I really, 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 really want to keep up with the alphabet soup, but My Heart one is just not happening for me. That's an annoying noise. I'm sorry about that. But I'm still a little dreamy and weird, and I need something on my throat. Otherwise, my voice is going to get even crazier. Okay. So then that was Hello Pumpkin that I was doing for Semi-Sane. And because it's my WIP Go pull for this month, and I really, really, really want to finish it. Then for Enchanted Stitching Challenges, the first thing I worked on, we had to do something that was related to summer. And so I worked on Game of Swans because butterflies and flowers to me are summery things. So I worked on Game of Swans and I got a page finish. Guys, I'm so excited. I really wanted to get the whole rest of the swan done if I had extra time last week, which clearly did not happen. But there we go. Page 1 is completely done, and I am struggling apparently with holding the fabric. Okay, so there it is, page 1 of Game of Swans. So really the page ended like here. So a lot of this is on page 2, some of this is down on page 4, but page 1 is completely done, and I even committed to finishing it this century and put in the 20. I feel safe and confident on that. When we get over to page 3, I might just be putting the 2 in. We'll see. But so that's page 1. I've not taken credit for this yet for Stitch from Stash because it's a little bigger. The whole thing is a little bigger than the finished grid. And so I had asked what the total project value was, and it's 9 pages, and then I could divide it by 9. So it turns out that this one page is worth like $3.64, which I find horribly depressing. So I think I'm gonna work all the way across the top. I wasn't sure which way I was gonna go, if I was gonna go down or across, but I think since I'm already pretty well into page 2, I'm gonna go all the way across the top and then take like a third of the credit, because then that'll be almost $10 and that'll make me feel better about life, because that much stitching for $3.64 is depressing. But there it is. I love this so much, guys. I love it so much, and it's making me so excited to start Cardinal Points on the 29th. I can't wait to start my next long dog. Okay, so that's Game of Swans. And then I needed to work on something for winter because it's like eternal winter in Arendelle. And so I pulled out, I think it had to be something winter related. Yes, winter or snow maybe. And I went with Holly and Hearts because it's Christmas, which is a winter holiday. So I went with Holly and Hearts. This was by Lizzie Kate. It was like a mystery series, but I think you can still get all the charts for this. You have to buy them separately, but I think you can still get all the charts for this. I had gotten it as a full kit off of Stash Unloading. So this got a little bit more than 250 stitches, and there it is. So I had some of this border done. So I did the rest of this border. I'm failing at holding my projects today, guys. I did this whole band, this heart, and started the little star poinsettia flower. I really like this piece. I'm really liking the band. It makes me really want to do a band sampler. Linens and Threads, one of their yearly sales a couple years ago as a band sampler. I mean, the rest of this is not. But this feels kind of band samplery. It makes me want to do one because I really like it, because by the time I've like finished this, I'm sick of doing it. You know, like by the time my attention has waned on stitching any of this, I'm done. Which I'm thinking, oh, maybe a band sampler is the way to go for me. So worked on that. And I picked this one out of all of my like Christmas projects because it's on my WIP Go board. So for a finish. So anytime I can work on that a little bit before it gets pulled is good. Sorry if you can hear the dog barking. I think I have a delivery coming. And I made him come inside, and it's sunny today. It is super sunny and nice. And we're gonna have like 3 or 4 days of sun. I thought maybe the little spring tease was a couple weeks ago when we had like 2 days of sun. This is it. This is the February spring tease week in Seattle. It's gonna be like 58, almost 60 degrees tomorrow. I'm here for it. I'm here for the sun. And then we'll go back to regular winter. Okay. Then we had to stitch on something that we could use for Olaf's nose. And on the 13th, for dark 13 stitching, I started my next Tingles block, which is this one, Jack-O-Lantern. And I used the frame. I used the black frame for a monthly task. And then I said that I could use this stem. I could break that off the pumpkin and use that for Olaf's nose. So it got like 450 stitches in it so far. So there it is. So I really just have the pumpkin and a few more leaves to do. And I'm hoping that I'll have a little extra time this week to just finish this up, because my goal is to do one of these blocks a month and then it'll be done by October. So this is gonna be my dark 13 stitching every month. So there it is. I still love this. And I haven't been telling you anything about fabric, threads on any of these projects because I'm failing at Flosstube today. I always put all that information in the description box below. So if you were wondering about the fabric, threads, count on any of the previous stuff I've already showed you, it'll be in the description box. This, however, is on, it's not as bright of an orange as it always shows up here. That's a little better. I don't know why it always shows up so bright orange. It is very orange, but this is 18 count Aida in Prank by Picture This Plus, and I'm using the listed DMC conversion with the exception of guacamole and sweet potato, just because there were some places where I felt like this hill where there were big enough blocks of color on those colors that I wanted the variegation, but everything else is little, and so I went with the DMC. So that's Tingles. Hopefully you'll see that block finish next week. And then I had a slightly unexpected new start. One of the prompts last week was let it go. And we were supposed to work on a project that we were letting go of. It was either a gift or it was for an exchange. And I decided that that was the perfect excuse to start Crosses of the Kingdom. And I know we talked about this last week, that this is going to be a 50th anniversary gift for my parents. So I decided to start that, and we had talked about, I got some good advice about the metallic. I'm going to try it with just one strand full crosses and see how it goes, because several of you seem to think that that was going to be just fine. So awesome. I am stitching this on 32 count antique white linen with Anchor Black and the Petite Treasure Braid from Rainbow Gallery, although I haven't actually started using this yet. I started this, guys, and quickly thought I'm in way over my head, because to start top left, which is where I want to start, this and this, like, it's all, I don't know if you guys can see it. There's no full crosses in a lot of this. chart, which I don't think I realized. I just saw how beautiful it was and that my parents needed to have this. And I bought it and decided I was going to stitch it for them. But a lot of this is essentially black work, which I've never done. I was like, I think I'm in over my head. And a bunch of you wonderful stitchy friends were like, nope, you've got it. It's just fancy back stitch, which I get that I can backstitch, so I can probably do black work, except that I'm doing this on antique white and it's black, so I have to be a little careful of not carrying my threads all over the place on the back like I normally would, like a monster, because I am. But here's where I got to. As I got into it, I decided it's going to be okay. What do we think? See, you can't see those threads. So there we go. So that is 500 little black work back stitches. So that got me this cross and then the frame of the bigger one. And so I'm really glad to have this started. I think I'll just pull it out when it needs to be pulled out. This is now probably going to go on my acrostic every month, so I pull it out and touch it a little bit every month. And then hopefully I won't have to stress about getting it finished in time for their anniversary because I want to get it framed and everything. But what do we think? I mean, I'm kind of impressed with myself, guys. Not gonna lie. What do you think? Does it look okay? Does it look all right? I think it looks amazing. We'll see if I feel about it and how impressed I am with myself when I start using the gold petite treasure braid. We'll see if I still feel like I'm crushing it. But for the moment, with this tiny little bit up here, crushing it. Still have all of this to go. This is a big pattern. Guys, this is a big pattern. It is 199 by 199. But that's why we're starting now, even though the anniversary is in like 2 years. So that's Crosses of the Kingdom. And that took a little while, which I think is also why I didn't get as much stitching done this week, because I don't know, that took a lot of mental thought and power. Okay, is that everything? That's everything. See, that's all I worked on. That's it. So let's see, let's talk about plans for a moment. And then I do have a little bit of haul, and then we'll talk about giveaway, 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Yeah. So this week is Frozen Week 3 in Enchanted Stitching. We're still on D for like a day. Oh my gosh, today's Tuesday. If I'm going to do that, I need to do that today. Seriously, guys. Okay, today I am going to be working on Dog's Declaration. Today, I'm going to be working on Dog's Declaration. And then the rest of the week, for Enchanted Stitching, the first one has something to do with a project that represents your life or what you do for a living. And I'm going to use Be Happy, my SAL for Carla's Be Your Own Valentine SAL, because it says be happy. And my kind of word of the year, the thing that I am working on this year, is positivity and assuming positive intent. I know you guys probably are like, Erin, you are super positive. I am about cross stitch. About work and other things, not always. So that's my word of the year. That's what I am looking for in my life this year, is positivity. And so Be Happy seems to go along with that. So I'm going to work on Be Happy. Hopefully maybe get a finish. And then for something that you thought you couldn't do, because Elsa says that she can't undo the winter, you have to work on something you thought you couldn't do. And I am using my Lizzie Kate yearbook for March, because when I started that, I thought that there was no way I was going to keep up with getting those done like the month before I needed them. So I started in July, I started August. And then my plan was to always finish the next month in the previous month. Does that make sense? Made sense, right? It's February. I'm working on March. I need to get it done. I've kept up with that since July of last year, guys. I haven't kept up with a single sow. I have failed on every other measure of keeping up with something, Stiachalong, Hello Pumpkin, anything else. Failure. But this is the one thing I've kept up with, and I really thought I couldn't do it when I started it, but so far I am. So there we go. We need to stitch on something that has legs, but you don't see them. So that actually, I've already completed that task, and that was Hello Pumpkin. So that's already gotten 250 stitches between last night and this morning. So because the fox has legs, but you don't see his legs. And then we need to work on something that has hair, because when Elsa hits Anna with the magic, she gets white. Her hair turns white. And so I'm going to get some more work on Suffragette, because the little Suffragette has hair. I don't really have other projects really with people in them for the most part. So that's going to work great, and I'll be happy to get some more work done on that so I can keep up with that sow. I mean, I have till November, but I don't want to put that sucker off until like August or September. I'd like to actually get that done in a timely manner. So that's what I'm going to be working on this week. Dog's Declaration, Be Happy, March Yearbook, Hello Pumpkin every day, and Suffragette. So those are my plans for this week. And week's already getting away from me. Apparently I need to work on Dog's Declaration today. Today, it's happening. All right, I do have a little bit of stitchy haul. I was doing really well even with the trip to Acorns on Stitch from Stash. The past 2 days I've gone pretty far in the red, but I still think it's going to be okay. I'm not worried about it. I'm not horribly far in the red. I'm like $50 in the red, but it's all right. So I'll show you, some of this is actually Stitchy Kindness. So I grabbed my Acorns bag. So the first thing I got in the mail last week, which does not count against Stitch from Stash, is the So Much to Love Project Bag of the Month. This one is so good, guys, you're gonna die. So it always comes with a nice little letter from Karen explaining everything that's in the bag, because for the Project Bag of the Month, you get the bag and then some goodies in it. So the goodies she sent this month were this little exclusive pattern from Barbie Pedal Pusher. Look how cute that is. Valentine Topiary. It is so cute. And this would be just a perfect little quick stitch for Valentine's Day next year. I'm not going to do it this year, but it reminds me of, I also feel like you could do this for Alice in Wonderland if you did some of these white and some of them red. That's a thought, because it'd be like the Painting the Roses red. But anyway, it's 5 colors of DMC. I love this. That's just adorable. So that was the exclusive chart this month. We always get a tea. This is Wild Raspberry Hibiscus. Yum. I might have that this afternoon after I need to lay off the Energize. She also sent us some needles, and these happen to be my favorite needles to use, Bowen 26s. And look, she put them on with this adorable, like, sparkly heart sticker. I mean, that's great. I'm going to use that as a floss strap, I think, when I take the needles off that. Adorable. And she also sent a little emery board, because in the winter your nails get dry and your cuticles snag. Mine sure do. Actually, I already used this. I used it to file down like the little edges of paper on the floss drops. Always handy to have an emery board. And then that leads us to the bag. Are you guys ready to see the bag? There have been some other bags made out of this fabric, and I know everybody's mad about it, about the fabric. Not mad, like they're excited, like, crazy for the fabric. And seeing it in person, I can totally see why. It's the Pink Barns. Look how cute that is. And then look at the fabric she chose for the back. Those beautiful roses, but it looks like boards. Oh, So good. And then the inside is little hearts. I love it. I love this. So I actually think, even though it's not a Valentine's Day pattern, I think knee high is going to go in this. Because it's just in a regular plastic Amazon bag. But I think knee high with that beautiful bar needs to go in that project. So that was my project bag. This is like the highlight of my month now, guys, because it feels like the biggest like splurge that I don't have to count. Anyhow, okay. And then I had yesterday on my way to the Kitsap Stitchers, I stopped by Joann's. I was planning to do this Sunday, but then I had a flat tire on my car and had to deal with that instead. I went to Joann's because they were having a like too low to show sale on DMC for the holiday weekend. And I got all but one of the rest of the flosses I needed for, I'm losing one. Did I drop one? I find it. And a 4-screw. So that's the rest. And then I think I also picked up like a 5200 and some 310. Because you always need 5200 and 310. But the rest of these are and a 4-screw. So now I'm only missing one floss and I need to start bobbinating. The time has come to start bobbinating all the floss. So I had that purchase. But what really put me over, and I haven't, that I ordered yesterday, but hasn't, obviously has not arrived when I tell you what it is. I succumbed to some Nashville pre-orders. I was doing so good. All these sneak peeks, there's so many amazing things coming out, but I was like, Erin, they will still be there. You're not going to stitch them right away. They'll still be there. You can get them anytime. And then Lindy Stitches put out her sneak peek video. And there's a turkey kit. With all the stuffs to finish the amazing big old turkey pincushion. And I was still like, Erin, you're not going to stitch that until the fall. You'll be able to get the pattern. It might, I mean, I'm such a sucker for a kit with all the finishing stuff, guys. I'll link her market sneak peek video below. And then I was still kind of holding strong because I was like, I could totally call Janine and ask her to, kind of pre-order it through Acorns. That would require me making a phone call. And then Abby, Top Knot Stitcher, launched her website, which I will link below, with all the Nashville pre-order stuff. And I was done. Done! I did hold back. I pre-ordered the kit that hopefully Abby can get her hands on. I know they're super limited. Everybody's going to want that turkey kit. We'll see. And I ordered one of Bendy Stitchy's designs as well because I love her designs and I love her as a person and support your friends. And I think Abby does a fantastic job with her Etsy shop. And this is a brand new website for her. So I'll link that below so you can go. It's nice because all the market sneak peek stuff is all kind of compiled right there for you. And you can pre-order them from Abby if you want. So that was $35. So that's put me a little over the edge, but okay. I better finish Hello Pumpkin. That is the moral of this story. I better finish Hello Pumpkin because I think that'll be a pretty big credit. It's not a small stitch, so. But I also got some very cool stuff at the meetup last night. Cece had a whole big box of like magazines and books, and I think Becca also brought some stuff there. Essentially, there's a freebie table. So I went and checked it out. I'm a sucker for the magazines, you guys. I'm a sucker for the magazines. So I picked up a bunch of magazines. I got just cross-stitched their December from last year. Look, oh, Jen, stitching in the bluegrass, pointed out that this is a better way to store your magazines. See, in the back, they have a page that they show all the projects. And you can store it this way, but look at this acorn. Look at the little acorn house. Yep. And little reindeer. There were just some good stuff in here. I'm not gonna go through all the magazines, but I got a bunch. Look at this cross stitch and needlework. Hello, look at that haunted house. Very cool. This had some good stuff in it. No Place Like Home for the Holidays. Pretty sure that's full coverage. Yep. I could do it on a dark fabric though. And at least not stitch all the blue. I don't know. But that one's pretty cool. And there was some other good stuff in that one. Look at this. I mean, Valentine's Day's over, but look at the box of chocolates. Come on. And these little individual chocolates would make cute little scissor fobs. I say this like I would do those projects, but I might. And then, I don't know, I'm just such a sucker. I stitch all my kids' stockings from Dimensions Gold kits. And so I will probably, I might have already purchased a couple to put back for their spouses and kids. Shh. I don't want to hear about how it's a problem. I don't. They discontinue those. They only come out with a few designs every year or every couple of years. So if I want them to all be different, I have to stock up now, right? All that to say, there were several magazines that had stockings on them. And there was other stuff in them, but I don't like, these stockings are cool. I don't know. So I got them thinking that I might do giveaways for these stocking patterns because I just love them. I love a stitched Christmas stocking. Plus there's other good stuff in these too. There's always other fun projects in here. I thought this one was cute. Even to do these as little individual, not even all together. Look at the bird and the strawberries. Anyway, so I picked up some magazines and then I also got a couple charts. Look at this one. B1 Tall Tree Sampler. I like that a lot. I like that one a lot. And then this Ink Circles Twisted Heart. I love the ink circles and that's really pretty. And even as I said, don't ever swap with me. I'm never going to do a swap because I'll be late. I look at stuff like that and think, oh, that would be great for Valentine's Day swap. I have issues, people. Okay, so that's it. That's all I have this week. Giveaway. So I'm going to leave the 2,000 subscriber giveaway open for another week. But here's the deal. I will go through again what I'm giving away. Do not comment on this video for the giveaway. You have to go back to last week's video that says 2K celebration or something about 2,000 in the title. Go to last week's video. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up what number it is and what the title is so that I am giving you the right information. It's Flosstube number 36 and the title is The Big 2K. Okay? Flosstube 36. Do not comment on this. You will not be entered for the giveaway. Go back to last week's number 36 and I gave you keywords at the end. It's at the end. You don't even have to watch the whole thing. Go to the end. So I'm giving away these Ravaris charts all kitted up and with a 1-2-3 stitch gift card to get fabric. And I'm also doing Anna 4 Screw with a 1-2-3 stitch gift card to get you started on fabric or floss. So there's keywords for all of these in last week's video. So that's where you go to enter the giveaway that I will do next Monday. So you have until this Sunday. What's the date this Sunday? I'm going to tell you what the date is. So if you're watching this a month from now, it's already over. Sunday the 23rd. I will leave this open until Sunday night, the 23rd. Probably Monday morning is when I'm going to do the pulls for it using the random comment picker. Please be 18 so that I can get your address. For this giveaway, I don't normally, but for this giveaway, since it's a subscriber giveaway, I will check to see if you're a subscriber. You can only win one of them. But go see what the keywords are. I'm pretty sure it's October, pirate, gingerbread, daisy, beach, and forest, but not on this video. Which video? Last week's video. Okay, so that's gonna be the big giveaway next week. And yeah, I just am glad to be here with you guys, and thanks for sticking in with me. Another long video, even though I feel like I didn't have much to talk about. I did a lot this week. It was a busy week. Didn't stitch a lot, but it was a busy week. So hope you guys have a good week this week and get lots of stitching in and have good health and good weather. And I will be back next Monday with the 2,000 subscriber giveaway and another update on how I fared on my cross stitch. Hopefully some finishes. Yes, finishes. Cheers to finishes. Until then, see you later, guys. Cheers.